Your emotional well-being is directly linked to your mental state. Here's what I mean by that. Most people don't know that every moment of every day there are thoughts that are automatically running in your mind. And while these thoughts are automatic, they actually have such a fundamental role in shaping the way your life feels and looks right now. So for example, they shape how you feel and how you feel about yourself more particularly. They shape what you say in interactions or what you don't say, and they shape the choices that you are making. These thoughts that you have are actually beliefs, and these beliefs either support you in living the life that you want to live and being the confident, empowered, assured person that you want to be, or they limit you and they hold you back from creating the peaceful, abundant life that you want to live. But whether they are supportive or they are limiting, the thing is that they are mostly hidden. And think about it like this. Think about your thoughts and these beliefs being like invisible programs running in the back of your mind. And while they are hidden and they are running in the back of your mind, if they are limiting, they then become your blind spots and they start to hold you back. Most people don't know how to identify their own thoughts and their own beliefs, and they don't know whether these thoughts and beliefs are actually supporting them or holding them back. But there is something that you can look at that indicates whether your thoughts and your beliefs are supportive or they are limiting you, and that is your behavior. So your behavior is indicative of the thoughts that are actually running in the back of your mind. And if your thoughts are limiting, here are some examples of what your behavior may look like. You may hesitate to speak up and stand up for yourself, even when you know you should speak up for yourself. You may avoid asking for what you need. You may avoid saying how you truly feel and rather say what you think other people want to hear, to stay safe, to stay comfortable, to not rock the boat, to not ruffle any feathers, to not get into some sort of confrontation or conflict. You may doubt your abilities even though you know what you want. You may shrink yourself in the presence of other people who you think are more powerful or more confident instead of standing in your own power. And you may avoid pursuing things and opportunities that will allow you to grow or excite you because you are afraid of failure or the unknown. Those are just a few examples. Unless you learn how to notice and question these thoughts, they will keep driving your behaviors and they will keep on running on autopilot in the back of your mind, in your unconscious mind. And the more you allow them, or the longer that you allow them to run on autopilot, the more intensely these limiting beliefs are going to limit your life and hold you back, and the more intensely it's going to show up in your emotional world, in your emotional well-being. So that means you may become severely anxious or sad, or on the other end of the spectrum, super aggressive. You may withdraw and become passive. You may lead to distractions that temporarily numb the discomfort that you're feeling. You may struggle to sleep. Tears may come easily. But overall, you will feel it in your emotional state. You will feel drained, exhausted. You will feel like, you may even feel like you're drowning. We all hold limiting beliefs about ourselves to some extent. Our limiting beliefs about ourselves have been formed through our childhood experiences or our childhood traumas, through societal and cultural conditioning, through past experiences that may have been difficult or challenging. But the thing is that if you do not address your limiting beliefs, they can severely impact your self-esteem and your self-confidence, and they will severely hold you back in life. And so while it was not our fault that we developed limiting beliefs about ourselves, it is our responsibility to identify them and unpack them if we want to live as the most confident, empowered versions of ourselves, and if we want to live powerfully and peacefully in our lives. So what is a limiting belief? A limiting belief is simply a belief that lives in your unconscious mind. So your unconscious mind is your subconscious mind. It's not conscious to you. You're not aware that the belief exists or that these thoughts exist. And they are beliefs that live in your unconscious mind, and they are holding you back from living as your best and highest self. So I want to use the analogy of a garden. Think of your mind as a garden. In your garden, you have weeds and you have flowers. Some of the beliefs that we hold are weeds. They are limiting beliefs for us, and some are flowers. Some allow us to bloom. So our weed beliefs have got to go. Okay, they are holding you back from being fully confident, and they're choking your confidence. They're holding you back from your growth. A flower belief, which is an empowering belief, empowers you, it nourishes you, it allows you to bloom and live and embody your best and highest self. And this is the work that I do with my clients. I help women like you identify these beliefs that are in their unconscious minds that they don't even realize are impacting how they feel and how they behave, and that are blocking them from being truly confident and empowered. And I help them identify which beliefs will stay, and because they elevate your self-esteem, and which beliefs have got to go. Let's look at two examples: a weed belief, in other words a limiting belief, and a flower belief, in other words an empowering belief. Let's start with your weed beliefs. Let's use the example of speaking up. Think about being in meetings, being in social gatherings or interactions with people. Those moments where you shrink yourself, where you want to say something but you hold back and you hesitate from saying something because you are afraid of how other people will react, or upsetting them, or what they will think about you, or if you're going to sound wrong and stupid. What you don't realize is that there is a dialogue happening in your mind as you are feeling that way, and as you are holding yourself back from actually saying what you truly want to say. And your dialogue reveals your beliefs. It reveals the thoughts that you are having. But because it's so part of ingrained in your mental landscape and one with you, you don't realize in the moment that these thoughts are actually being triggered, and they're impacting how you feel and how you are behaving in the moment. And so the belief that you are thinking, the belief that you're holding in this moment is, if I speak up, I'll sound stupid. Or if I speak up, they won't like me. Or if I speak up, they will be upset with me. So this belief starts whispering to you in meetings, in conversations with friends or family or colleagues or acquaintances, or in social gatherings. And instead of saying what you really want to say, you shrink, you shapeshift, you adapt yourself, you tell yourself, you convince yourself it's best not to ruffle any feathers, it's best not to rock the boat. But really, you end up feeling frustrated with yourself, unseen, unsupported, feel like you are drowning, and you keep staying in the cycle of self-doubt and frustration because you didn't speak up, because you are holding a limiting belief. Limiting beliefs that you hold don't only hold you back from being your best and highest self, they don't only hold you back from living the life that you want to live, they actually also open you up to abuse and being taken advantage of, because you lack the power that you actually need to be assertive and to stand up for yourself and to be powerful. On the other hand, we have a flower belief, or what I call an empowering belief. So if we had to use the flip side of the example that I just used in terms of speaking up for yourself and standing up for yourself, imagine yourself in that moment being able to say what you truly want to say without worrying about what you think other people want to hear, or what they're going to think of you, or how they are going to react. Imagine yourself being able to speak up for yourself and stand up for yourself and be assertive. If you do that, then you're holding a flower belief or an empowering belief. And that belief would be something like, my voice matters and I have valuable perspectives or contributions to add to the room. So if you hold this belief, it means that you will voice your opinion, even if your voice has to shake. It means that you will trust your perspective and believe that you have meaningful contribution to add in conversations. And instead of overthinking every word or overthinking how other people are going to take it or how you're going to come across, you decide to show up as the truest version of yourself. And when you decide this, you show up as the most confident, connected, alive version of yourself, who allows yourself to be seen and to be heard, because most importantly, you start seeing yourself. So this is the work that I do with my clients. I help women like you identify their weed beliefs, in other words, the beliefs that are limiting them, and I help them identify their flower beliefs, the beliefs that are supporting and elevating their growth. And I guide them in identifying their limiting beliefs and shifting their beliefs into more empowering beliefs that are rooted in self-confidence and self-worth. Because your behaviors and the way that you show up are not simply symptoms of who you are. It's not that these behaviors cannot be fixed. Your emotional well-being, your emotional state, the way you show up, the confidence you embody or the lack of confidence that you embody is linked to your mental state. It's linked to the way you think. It's linked to the beliefs that you hold about yourself and about other people and about the world. This is not a quick fix or an overnight fix. It is not superficial, airy-fairy fluff work that tries to simply rewire your thoughts and enforce positivity. It is work of identifying the limiting beliefs that you have actually carried for years unknowingly, giving yourself permission to release them, and cultivating new ways of thinking, new perspectives that empower you and support your growth. There's a saying that goes, and I think it goes like this: you become what you believe. Your belief system and what you believe about yourself and what you believe to be true about you is the foundation for your growth, for your confidence, for a life of peace and freedom and abundance. And so this work is about creating a belief system that empowers you to live confidently and fully the way that you were always meant to live. It's the way of cultivating a new way of thinking that we all should have learned in school and growing up, but that unfortunately we didn't. And so if you are not the confident, self-assured person that you would like to be, or if your career and your relationships or your life is not currently reflecting the growth that you want or the capability that you know that you have, I've created a free 5-minute quiz for you. So if you are thinking after this video, I want to know what my limiting beliefs are, I want to know more about what are my blocks that are holding me back, then you're going to receive feedback off the back of the quiz that is going to indicate what your emotional pattern is that has been blocking your growth. You're going to understand why growth has been so hard despite your best efforts, and you're going to get simple first action steps to start moving forward and making progress in the direction that you want to make progress in. The link for the quiz is in the description box below. I would love to hear what's landed for you. Just leave a comment below, and with that, I will see you in the next video. Bye.